Today's Monday, August the 24th, and we need to do a little bit of evaluation of my backyard space because my grandson's birthday party will be on October 3rd, and we will do a barbecue and such. And I'm not sure how many people we're having come, but it's, at least two sides of families as well as family friends and such. So we have a lot of tables and chairs and entertaining areas that we've created over the years. So I just need to see what work needs to get done as far as the landscaping and evening out gravel and such. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to turn this camera around so we can start getting a view here. Let's see if this works. Okay, so this is the view from my garage door to my patio. So we've got this patio overhang, and we've got that is actually our ice cooler that I keep stored out here with the tablecloth, park bench. We can sit like 8+ people over here at this table, so it's nice and shaded. This area here is where we store our barbecue stuff, my grandson's toys in the middle, and gardening on the other side. We've got our extra tables there that we use to set up stuff. And then often I'll put out appetizers and desserts over here. Sometimes this is where the gifts go. So we've got some of our outdoor play stuff. So we've got our big Jenga that we put out, and a bowling. And then this is the area in which we set up the tables for serving food. So I can see here that this planter is not looking great. It looks like pretty much everything's died. What I am going to do is I'm going to cut this completely down to the nubs, and I'm going to move it to the back actually, just so it's visually not in the way, and see if it comes back to life. Sometimes it does. These other guys look like they're doing fine. That's my bucket that I carry around to do my gardening. This is looking like I just need to cut some of the dead out of the lemongrass. I have no idea what this plant is called. I got it for my Buy Nothing group. This one here, I'm going to cut that down to the nubs and pull that out and see if something happens there. This is something that I got from a neighbor. This is my pomegranate tree. Now, most of the time we don't actually get the fruit from this because the squirrels steal it. There's a lavender here. It's got some other stuff growing in there. I'll probably pull that out, whatever that is. There's my chickens. It's my girls. Let's see if we can zoom in on them a little bit. Here's my girls. I have 4 chickens left. That first one you see there is Pearl. She's our 9-year-old. The one behind her is Mary. She's our 11-year-old. And the other 2 are probably in the back eating. Let's see here. Up there we've got our fire pit area. A couple, I did a tabletop on that, made an outdoor chessboard. I'll show you that in a minute. Then we've got a table there that can seat, what is it? 2, 4, 6. We got a little seating area over there. We got a swing over there. That's where we do the barbecuing. There's more chairs around the side there. And I got another table in the back. So let's go ahead and let's get you back. Whoop, here. So this is the view from here. And I have some plantings here that I need to do some replacing in there. I've got some plants to do that. And I have a nest up there that I'm going to have to probably dispose of because Mama Bird just stopped coming. There were 4 eggs and Mama Bird just stopped coming. So she was the 3rd nest of the year. So up here was nest 1. We got, I think, 5 that fledged from there. This was nest 2. There were 2 eggs in there that the scrub blue jay came and took out, so that was sad. And I haven't had the I haven't had the will to check that last nest to find out what happened to those babies, but Mama hadn't been back and there were eggs still. All right, so this is an old apple tree that we've had to trim out in weird ways. These are blueberry bushes that didn't fare so well this year because it looks like some critter has been digging around in here. This here is the jasmine, and when that really takes flight, it smells so great. This is a thornless blackberry. It's looking pretty pitiful right now. I mean, it's growing and it's probably got roots coming out the bottom. So we're actually going to transplant that. So that's one of the tasks on the list, is to transplant that. We got our swing here. We just stuck a table over here because my husband and I will sit out here often. We've got the grandbaby sandbox. This here stone patio that we did. We have English creeping thyme growing in there. This little plant here seems to be doing fine. Pretty much everything back there, I had not changed out the plantings in a number of years. So pretty much all of this, I had cut it all down to see what was going to last and what needed to be replaced. And pretty much everything needed replacing except for this right here. So I got to finish completely replanting of that. Need to do a little cleanup over here. Looks like we need to do a cleanup of that. Maybe a little trim in here. This one seems to be doing fine. It's got some flowers happening. That also has some flowers happening. Need to do some cleanup around here. So here's the view from here. And I want to do some cleanup back here. Eventually all of those pavers that you can see back there. Yeah, all of those. We're going to dig this out a little bit, so where the edges show, we're going to even the walk and make a better walking path, because I've been using those stairs to get up to what we call the orchard, and it's not the safest for me. So need to do some of this work. So this is going to become a weekend project when it's not super hot. All right, so you need to plant something else in there. This is our table that we got from Italy, my husband and I, when we did our vow renewal. So it's one of those lava rock tables, and it pretty much has a lifetime guarantee. All right, so here is our fire pit area. I got that table from the Buy Nothing group. I repainted it. Got that a couple years back. Here is our propane fire pit. And I just took some scrap pieces and created an outdoor chest table. I did an epoxy pour. If you guys are interested in the video on that, I can post that at some point. I had done that for TikTok last year, but I think I can pull that footage and share my process. But I hand painted all of the chest pieces and the board, and I did the epoxy pour on it myself. This is the first time I did it. It was a great learning experience. Unfortunately, I didn't use UV safe, and so it did discolor. The color, which is looking pretty yellow now, is supposed to be the same color as the house with the basic green and the white trim. Anywho, all right, so all the plantings over here are looking fairly decent. So I'm going to trim this piece back again and see what goes on with that. And a lot of these need to be replaced. Okay, so all of that will happen beforehand. My son and husband had brought more gravel in over here, and it looks like they probably already did the work of leveling this out. I think I need to level it out a little bit better. Yeah, because it's looking a little cockeyed here. These were actually closet doors from in our house. And I created the tall planters, so my husband built out this system here, and then I just did the small planters. That way we could hide pipes and such. So I don't know if you can see all the way back there, but there's pipes. And so there's pipes on both sides in front of both out structures, and I wanted those hidden. Oh yeah, so The pipe is revealed here. These used to be together. I think my husband separated that for some reason, so I need to correct that. So I will correct that. Yeah, because this one over here actually used to not be this far over. So I think he slid things, and I'll correct that. All right, so we got some mint there. Oh, here's all my chickens. All right, let me introduce you to the girls. All right, let's see if I can get you in there a little bit better. All right, the one over here to the left that's walking in, that's Pearl. Hi, Pearly. She's 9 years old. And then this one right here is Mary. So Pearl is a speckled Sussex, and Mary is a silver lace Wyandotte. She is 11 years old. And then, oh, actually, my eyes are so bad. This is not Pearl. This is Kitten. And I think she might be, gosh, I can't remember what she is. She might be a barred rock, but don't quote me on that. Kitten actually wasn't from my own flock. I took her from someone else, and when they wanted to retire from chickens. And so I'm not sure how old she is, but we don't seem to get eggs from her, so probably past 5. But that is, in fact, Mary there. And then this next one, who's showing us her booty feathers, that there is Fred. And Fred is an Americana, and she lays blue eggs. She's the only one laying eggs. And that little sleepy girl right there, that's Pearl. She is 9 years old. She is actually showing her age a little bit more than Mary. So I know that we are at the tail end of her lifespan. So I'm down to 4 chickens. I used to have 12 at one point. As I had lost chickens, other people asked me if I could take over having theirs. There's Fred. She's really pretty. She got named Fred because the family she came from was named the Weasley twins. Okay, so let's finish this tour here. Girls would like to be left alone, I think. All right. So we've got, as I've been cleaning out my shed, I've got like piles of trash here that's going to go to a dump. And then I've got buckets and such that I want to clean out so I can recalibrate those. Need to do some trim down back here. And if I have time, I would like to get the cushions for these completed and do a little bit of resand and top off of the paint on that table because it's just not looking so great. Oh, let me zoom back out here. Okay, so yeah, this here's our orchard. Some of this stuff has gone bonkers. This here is a cherry tree that we thought had died. This here is an olive bush. It's more ornamental, so we never get anything from there. There had been a tree here that passed, so we'll remove that. The neighbors have grapes that grow over, but the local wildlife have been enjoying those. Then we have a Bing cherry tree here. I'm gonna see if I can zoom out a little. I'm zooming out as much as I can. Okay, so we got a Bing cherry tree here. And then these two are pear and nectarine. You can see there's actually quite a bit of fruit on here. Let me see if I can zoom in on some of this fruit. Yeah, so see there's some of it there. My husband's been enjoying it back here. All right, then as we come through, we have 2 apple trees. So this one here's Fuji, and this one here, I think we did Gala, but now I can't remember. I'll have to double check this stuff. And then these 4 over here are all of our citrus. So I think this one here is our lime. And then we've got our lemon. And then one of those is our mandarin, and then the one all the way over is the grapefruit. These are areas for the girls. They have full run back here and back here, so they have quite a bit of space. So I'll need to do some more cleanup of all of this. I would just like to get all this kind of stuff handled. This little cottage area is my son's room. And here's the shed. And I will probably just like, I've been working on the shed. So there's just basically tools on this side. Totes as I've been finishing them out. We keep all of our like emergency prep stuff in here. Some of the emergency, like the propane, the fuels are kept here. And then we've got other like tools. Those big blue containers are the emergency water containers. We've got all of our outdoor umbrellas for when we have gatherings, and then our Christmas stuff is here. And then on this side, I've been slowly decluttering all of this. I've got, you know, chairs for outdoors, some of my son's stuff, sewing machines for Girl Scouts that I have to figure out where those are going. And then I've got buckets that I have been organizing stuff in for going through and doing the kids' mementos. I've got some Christmas here. We've got a bunch of Christmas here. Half this Christmas is actually my daughter's Christmas village that a friend of mine from nursing school gave her when she was a little girl. She's 22 now, so she loves that thing and brings it out every year. And then we've got some more Christmas up the side here, and then we start to get other holidays, which I have already done some downsizing of. And so as I work on quilts, as I work on scrapbooks, and so on and so forth, all this stuff starts to become a little bit less. So the plan is to eventually downsize all of this and just not have anything more, for the most part, happening here, because it's ultimately going to become another functional space for probably become my sewing room, which is currently in the garage. But there's work to be done here in order to do that. So I do have both tasks happening simultaneously, but the big situation at hand is going to be getting to all of these things so that I can be prepared for my grandson's party. So I do believe we are sitting at 5 full weekends to get all this done. I don't think it's a huge amount of work, but there is some work. So the week leading up, I will go through and wash down all these chairs and tables. We will use the leaf blower to clean out all this other major debris. We'll use the leaf blower a few times over because we are now in the time where this tree of ours is going to be dropping a lot more stuff. So we will be doing that a lot to kind of keep it under control and not get it matted with watering. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see. We have a lot of wildlife that happens back here. So we've got these amazing lizards that are everywhere. We get hummingbirds. We get sparrows. We get a whole bunch of other birds. My son has become a bird aficionado, and he can recognize a lot of the bird chirpings. This tree back here that's actually on our neighbor's side of the fence, this tree has become the roosting spot for a murder of crows. So that's kind of cool. And then that tree back there, let me see if I can zoom in on it a little bit. That tree right about this spot here, that has become a roosting spot for, I believe, red-tailed hawks. We've got a couple who have been coming in and around back here. So very cool stuff happening in the backyard. All right, so that's long enough. That's the workload that needs to get done, and we'll do some updates along the way. All right, thanks for joining me.